How's everybody doing? Everybody good? All right. Well, guess what? Today is the last day of 2017. Yeah, how do you feel about that? Is that good? That's good. That's good. 2017 is just about to be history. Completely. And then we'll be in 2018. And then we'll be looking forward to the new year soon. Again. What is the new year known for? Wow. Hello, good morning. I should have brought my sunglasses. I wear my sunglasses. You know that song? Yeah, wow. So again, where were we? I'm sorry. The new year, what is the new year known for? Resolution. New Year's resolution. Going to make some changes, right? Time to make some changes. New year, new me. Yeah. And you know, a few weeks into it, did it? Yeah, you did? What was it?
I lost 30 pounds last year.
Sweet, yeah. All right, all right. Anybody else have one that they actually conquered? They did? Oh, sweet, sweet. That's good. That's a tough one too. That is not easy. Yeah, that's good. Anybody else? Anybody else got one? No, that's it. How many of you started one? All right. All right. How many of you started one last year? How many of you started one in 2017? You started out to do something. Yeah, I did. I started out to do a lot of things. I don't remember what they were now. That's how committed I was. I did accomplish some goals, though. I had a couple of goals that I wanted to accomplish this year. 2015 and 16 was bad. It was rough. It was rough. And so 2017 got here. I was determined to not let 2017 win. I was determined to do some things, and I set out to accomplish some things, and I did. I accomplished some personal goals and everything. Weight loss was not one of those. Being healthy was not one of those. None of that. Nothing really beneficial to my life was one of the goals. I guess to my life, my happiness. You know, I made it to Utah and I made it to Elevation. There's two different places I wanted to make it to in 2017. I made it to Charlotte, to Elevation, and that was amazing. That was a highlight of 2017. So I made it there, and I've always wanted to take a road trip by myself. I know that sounds weird, but I always wanted to take a road trip by myself. And so I set out one day, and I took off driving, and made it all the way to Charlotte, and it was like a mind-clearing trip. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it was a relaxation in a way that I don't know how to explain, because like all I had to worry about was make sure I had gas in my truck, and like just had the radio going and listening to stuff, and just like it's like my mind was just free, like from everything. And got to Elevation. That was an incredible experience. Drove back and everything, and then my other goal was I wanted to make it to Utah to see a cousin that I hadn't seen, and her family, and that we hadn't seen in a while. And so me and my daughters, it was their first time to fly, and they did great. They loved it. They were a little scared at first. They were a little nervous, but they did great. We made it to Utah, and then we climbed this 800-foot waterfall. We only made it to probably about 600 feet, and that was pretty amazing to see my 9-year-old climb up there with me. Addie didn't go. She stayed, but Kinsley was all about it, and that was amazing just to see. Like, I mean, that was a goal for myself, like to climb up there. And I mean, maybe I shouldn't tell anybody. I don't know. I don't want my kids taken away from me or anything, but like maybe I shouldn't have had my kids up there, because we took this one picture, and we're literally like the edge is like maybe that wide, and we're standing there. We took a, we had to take a selfie. You had to post something on Facebook, and so we posted it. And then of course Aaron texted me almost immediately, like, what are y'all doing? Like, because you can see straight down. Like we're up high enough where you can see the tops of the trees. Like you can't see the ground. You can only see the tops of the trees, kind of. And she was like, what the heck, we're having a good time, So anyway, I didn't have a resolution. I just had some goals that I set out to do, and I accomplished those, and it was fun. I enjoyed 2017, and then so resolution. It has to do with change. It has to do with something we want to change in our life. That was a long introduction. I'm sorry. First of all, I want to do something real quick. I was reminded of this a few weeks ago, and me and Sandy have kind of been put into practice a little bit. I want everybody to do something real quick. I'm just going to take a deep breath, like a real slow, just real deep breath. Like, do it with me. Maybe you need to stop smoking too. I'm just kidding. Okay, sorry for I messed this up. Breathe. Like, I have learned that I have to stop and breathe sometimes. I have to remind myself. Is that weird that I have to remind myself that I need to just stop and breathe? I have to just stop and breathe sometimes. Sometimes I'll get going, and I got her a Fitbit for Christmas, and we were like comparing heart rates and stuff. And my resting heart rate is like 53, and yours is like what, like 89, like 90. I don't know if that's normal or not, but like mine's pretty low. But like mine will jump up there really quick, and I'll get like anxious and get everything. And I have to remind myself to breathe. And for some reason, I felt like I needed to remind us that it's okay to stop and actually breathe. And I needed to remind myself to stop and breathe on a regular basis. And I don't know, I can feel myself getting a little bit. So we stop and breathe. So we're going to talk about change. We're going to talk about change, resolution change for the new year. Then it's quiet in here. Yeah. Sing to me. Yeah, you started off. And I want to point out, this is something that we all know. We all know this. This is a message that we all know. And lasting change has to come from the heart. If we really want to change something, it's got to come from the heart. We got to be committed in a deeper level. We've got to want it in a deeper level than just a quick New Year's resolution. It's got to be, in order to make changes and take the steps to make a change, we've got to be committed in a deeper level. And it's got to be within. It's got to be within where the change comes from. But we can't change. We have to change the way we think before we can change the way we believe, before we can make any changes. Before the heart has to change, we have to rewire the way we think and how we think. I'm going to be in Psalm 119. I'm going to start in 111. I don't know if you can pull that up or not. I didn't warn you. I didn't tell you. I got sidetracked because of snow and stuff, you know. I'm in, I don't even know what version I'm in. I'm in the ESV. So, yeah, cool. And I'm reading out of the ESV today because I like the wording better. And if I can't read very good, it's because I can't see the pages, the words. Because when I bought this Bible, I didn't consider that these lights are bright and these pages are thin, and I have a hard time seeing the itty-bitty writing anyway. So, but we're going to be in Psalm. I'm going to talk just a little bit. We're going to talk about some change. We're going to talk about a few things, and hopefully we can start the new year off on a good foot. I don't want to say the right foot because maybe some of you are left hand, you want to start on the left. It's okay to be cool and have fun, right? Okay. All right, just make sure. All right, so we're in Psalm 119. What did I say, 111? 111? All right, it says, your testimonies are my heritage forever, for they are the joy of my heart. I incline my heart to perform your statutes forever to the end. I hate the double-minded, but I love your law. You are my hiding place and my shield. I hope in your word. I'm going to stop right there. That's as far as we need to go. Let's read it again. Can we read it together? Is it cool if we read it together? Do you have all that 111 through 114? Your testimonies are my heritage forever, for they are the joy of my heart. I incline my heart to perform your statutes forever to the end. I hate the double-minded, but I love your law. You are my hiding place and my shield. I hope in your word. It's got a lot there that I want to kind of talk about and go through. It says, to incline my heart, to incline something, to upright something, you have to incline something, you have to put it into action. There's action there. Like, your natural state is to be declined. Your default attitude is kind of a decline. We wake up and we go and do the same things. If you want to change something in your routine, you have to put action in it. You have to change it. You have to deliberately incline or change something. To incline something, we have to change. I incline my heart. And I could be wrong. I don't know. I feel like to incline my heart, it means I want to turn my heart toward your ways. I want to set my heart in your ways. And I think it's in Proverbs, like, to guard your heart. When the writer's talking about to guard your heart, I feel like those two are related. Like, we have every bit of control of what we let in. Our heart is very valuable. I went to a doctor this year. This was the bad part of 2017. One of the bad parts. I go to the doctor on a regular basis. I get checked out on a regular basis. This year I went, and the doctor told me, like your cholesterol, dude, your cholesterol, I don't know how you're even standing right now. Like, your cholesterol is just, and I was like, what's that mean? It's like, basically, like, if you don't make some changes, like, you're not going to last very long. You're going to be dead. Like, you're not even going to see it coming. Like, it's just going to, you're going to have to make some changes. Like, I don't remember the numbers now. Like, see, I don't, that's how committed I was. I don't even remember the numbers now. I don't remember. But he was like, I'm serious, man. Like, he's like, I want to see you come back, and if you don't have any changes, if they're like, he's like, you look like young enough, you can make some changes. If you'll exercise and you'll eat right a little bit, this will drop really fast. He said, so I'm going to give you a chance, but I'm telling you, if you don't make some changes like yesterday, like, I'm not going to see you. Like, it'll be over. He's like, so make some changes and come back and see me. What was this, August? He's like, come back and see me in October. I can't remember, I think that's what it was. I was like, okay. So I did. I started making some changes, exercising a little bit. I started walking and running and stuff, and I had some friends help me out with, keeping me active and getting me some healthier meals, Apparently, I don't know, some people say like a honey chicken biscuit from Whataburger every morning is not good. I don't know. I mean, I thought it was fine. It was good for my happiness, at least. I don't know. I mean, but apparently a lot of that stuff is not good for your heart. And so in order for me to protect and guard and condition my heart, I had to make some changes. I had to make changes of what I put in and what I did with my heart. I had to condition myself. I had to not only eat better, I had to put action to making my heart actually healthy. And I think it relates directly spiritually, not just physically, spiritually as well. We have everything to do with what we let in. There are some TV shows that we watch that we let things in that probably shouldn't be there. It tricks us. It's fun. It's funny. I like it. I love the horror movies. And some of you are horror buffs, and I can't watch a bad horror movie. I'll have bad dreams for weeks. I can't, I started watching The Walking Dead and stuff. I know we have some Walking Dead fans in here. I started watching, I was like, I don't know. I started watching where I was going. I don't know about, this guy's always acting kind of weird. Maybe there's something going on with him I need to know about. Start keeping people at a distance. Watch over my shoulder. I can't watch real bad scary movies. I hate sad movies too. I don't like sad movies. I'm a big softie. I start crying. I don't like that. I'll just stick with the funny. And then those you got to be careful too, because a lot of those get perverted and dirty and bad jokes. And then next thing you know, you're repeating the bad jokes. And then you realize, oh, your kids were standing right there. Oh, whoops. And then, it's just, we have to be careful with what we let in. Because what we let in begins to be a habit and a routine and a pattern, and it becomes what our heart produces. And I feel like God has called us to love, and a lot of the things we feed ourselves don't reflect love. A lot of times we reflect, let me say that again. A lot of times the things that we do that are even funny or fun is at the cost of someone else. And that's not love. So it's like a false happiness. So we have to be really careful. And then I'm going to skip on down where it says, in 113 it says, I hate the double-minded. And I found, hate's a strong word. If someone hates someone, that's a really strong word. But I feel like we can have a healthy type of hate. Give me a second. If you hate, you have to hate being late for work before you'll ever start being on time. You don't show up early because you love being early. You show up earlier on time because you hate being late. It's easier to make a change from hating something than loving something, in my experience. I hate being broke. I remember one time, I hadn't lived on my own for very long, or I had moved out after high school, and I moved to Mesquite, and I was working for Dr. Pepper, and I don't remember how long. I had worked there for a little while, and I lived paycheck to paycheck, barely. I mean, I was usually Thursday night, I was watching the clock, waiting on my direct deposit to hit, because I was broke. I didn't have anything. And sometimes it was oh my gosh. And anyway, I remember one time, it was Friday morning, I was on my way to work, and I stopped, and I was going to get McDonald's. And I walked in to this McDonald's, and I ordered, and I went to run my card, and I knew I had money in there because it was Friday morning, and I ran my card, and she's like, it didn't work. And I was like, what do you mean? I got paid today. I had to work. And I had overdrawn my account so much that my direct deposit, it was still negative. Yeah, it was bad. This was because I didn't have any, I just spent, I didn't have any money. I couldn't eat, but I had the nicest ride. I had a sweet ride. I couldn't eat, but I had a sweet ride. And that was the moment I realized, man, I'm sick of being broke. I'm sick and tired. I hate being broke. I hate not having money. And that was a turning point. See, God will let us get so low sometimes Because if we don't learn to hate that, we'll go back to it. We'll go back to Egypt every time until we hate it. Until we hate going back to that point. Until we hate, we can't stand that feeling. We can't stand that place. We'll keep going back to it. That is our default attitude. We will always go back to it until we develop that, I don't want that. I know what that does to me. I don't want it. I don't want it. That was the turning point in I'm not rich by no means, but like that took me to realize, okay, I'm spending money on a lot of something that I don't need. And so I started having to make some major changes because, man, I want to travel. I want to do things. Like I want to experience things. Like I like having a nice ride, but I don't have to have 412s in my back seat. I don't have to. I like it. I like how it feels. I like how it sounds. My dad hated it. He hated it. Like I didn't even have a back seat. They're over, yeah. All it did was I didn't have to be a taxi. Because if we ever wanted to go anywhere, we went in my buddy's vehicle. Yeah, I didn't have to worry about that part. I had to make some changes. Like I enjoyed the bump. I enjoyed showing it off. I liked the feeling that it gave me to have something that other people wanted. I enjoyed the feeling of having something that was sweet. But man, come Wednesday and Thursday, and I had to be careful if some days I didn't even eat. I lived off of tortillas and like cheese and ranch for like months. Because you could buy like a big old bag of tortillas and cheese for cheap, and I could live off of that. That's maybe why I have so many health problems. Like I'm still have the after effects from tortillas and cheese. Like sometimes we have to learn things the hard way, but when I learn something the hard way, I usually don't go back that road. I usually don't go back down that path. Like, and if we do, what? Why did I do that? I know better. I knew better. Why did I still do it? For us to make lasting change, there has to be a change in the heart. But in order for us to change in the heart, we have to change what we put into it. We have to change the way we think. We have to change the way we go about and do our daily. So this is just an example. Everybody, like a lot of people, they want to lose weight at the beginning of the year. I'm going to lose some weight, and I say that a lot of times. I always want to lose weight. All year long, I want to work out and get healthy. But I hate going to the gym. I'll go jog a little bit. I'll go walk, jog. I'll run. I hate going to the gym. Everything in there is heavy. It's heavy. We pay to go pick up heavy stuff. And then the next day it hurts. It hurts. Why? I'm going to pay to go hurt myself. That makes no sense. Up here, for some reason, that makes no sense to me. It just doesn't. Get married? I won't talk about marriage. I do not need to be doing marriage counseling, marriage advice. Let's just steer clear of that one. For me right now, at least. Oh, anyway. Yeah, I mean, but if you talk to those who actually make changes and commit, like, when you start eating right, we had this conversation this morning. Like, she was talking about how she started doing the protein shakes and all that, and she hated it. She hated, but then she started seeing results, and she liked it. And she started working out more, and she started doing it more, and then the next thing you know, it had been a long time since she had had a cheeseburger. I don't comprehend that. I mean, but I've got friends that'll say the same thing. Like, there's people that say, like, when they start something like quitting smoking, like, it's like I can breathe, I can smell things, I can taste things now that I haven't been able to taste before. Like, I can smell, I can breathe. Is that accurate? Is that like, I've had friends tell me, like, they haven't smoked for years and then quit, and they're like, oh, yeah, I haven't smoked a couple years now, man. I can breathe, I can taste things, like I can smell things that, like, and I'm like, see, like, but quitting, like, I'll be honest, I struggle with cigarettes. I struggle with smoking. It probably doesn't help my health either. But, like, it's hard to quit. I'll do good for a little while. But then, you're like, man, I don't like this. Like, I want it. But if you ever get past that point, then you start to, I can breathe. Oh, hey, you know what? I can walk up the stairs. I'm not out of breath. I can jog a little bit. I can run a little bit. Yeah, you can keep up the kids a little bit. And then, like, there's other things, there's benefits to it as you go. But, like, you know what I love? I love Doritos. I love just the feeling of that Dorito hitting my tongue is just like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a drug. Huh. Yeah. I love Doritos. But after I finish that bag, small bag, I'm like, ugh. My stomach, ugh. Oh, I need to go lay down or something. I need to give me some ginger ale or something. Like, I love cheeseburgers. I love Mexican food. I love it. But every time, because I grew up, the way I grew up, if I didn't finish what was on my plate, like, it was bad. It was bad news. So I have to finish everything on my plate. Right? It's like I'm wired that way or something now. But after I eat it, oh my gosh, I feel terrible. I feel like death after I eat it. Anybody else? Like, I love Mexican food. I love going to Jalapeno Tree. But I eat enough chips to just about put them out of business. And then their enchiladas. Oh, I love I forgot what the shrimp enchiladas. I forgot, it's like the tequila cream cheese, or I don't know what it is, sauce. Oh, it's delicious. Or fajitas. I could eat fajitas until I fell over. One time, Red Lobster had the endless shrimp. And I love shrimp, but this almost ruined me because we went and I keep on bringing them, and I ate shrimp, and it was so good. Finally, I was just so full, and we got ready to go. I thought I was gonna get sick. I felt hungover. If you know what a hangover feels like a real hangover, like I felt hungover. Like I was about to get sick. I was gonna have to lay in the bathroom all night long from eating shrimp. I didn't even drink. I had water. And I was about to have to lay in the bathroom all night because I ate shrimp. Like, what the heck is the matter with me? Why do I eat that? Why do I got to do that? See, we love that feeling at first, but we always hate what's after. We hate the crash. The alcohol, it's fun to go have a few drinks and have some fun, but later on, that crash, I went through those nights. I know what those nights feel like. I know what those next days feel like. I remember a couple of times telling God if He'd let me get up off that floor, I would never drink again. And then it wouldn't take but a few weeks, and then I'd be right back at it. And I would think to myself, why? Why am I here again? And then finally, enough was enough, and I said, I'm not doing it anymore. I don't want it. Keep it away from me. I'm not going to touch it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not doing that again. I don't need it. I don't need the headache. I don't need the stomach. I don't need all that business. I hate throwing up, and I hate putting my face anywhere near a toilet. I hate that. I used to get, me and my ex, we had a lot of fights because I wouldn't throw up in the toilet. I would throw up in the bathtub. Shh, don't tell anybody. And I would just lay over the bathtub and I would throw up in the bathtub. I couldn't, it would make it worse if I threw up in the toilet. And my alcohol issues were bad. And so that was a regular thing of having to fix the bathtub because of my So that became a regular ordeal, setback in my marriage or whatever. And finally, I got tired of it. I finally got tired of it, and I had to make some changes. And so I made those changes. Enough was enough, and I quit. I threw everything away. I said, I'm done. I'm not doing it. Of course, God had a lot to do with it. I started pursuing God, and a lot of that has to do with how we feed ourselves. What are we feeding ourselves with? What we put in is what we're going to eventually get out. If we make the changes and everything, it's going to be hard at first. We don't like the protein shakes. I don't like lifting the weights. I don't like putting some things down. I don't like going without some things. But the results of the healthy coming in, the results make you feel much better. Like when I'm running and I'm exercising, I hate getting started. But once I start doing it, I feel so much better. It feels good. I feel better. I think clearer. Everything is better. It's not just a temporary high. It's not just a temporary fulfillment that we think is a fulfillment, but it's not. It's just a trick to make us think. But what comes down to is how committed I want to be to that. And a lot of times we'll get going and we'll have a good routine set up and everything's going good, and then all of a sudden something pops up in our daily and all of a sudden we can't go to the gym or we can't run or everybody else is smoking out there. I guess I'll go ahead and have one. And then we all of a sudden go back to that default attitude to where we're now decline, not incline. We're not putting action into that commitment. We're not putting action into making our heart healthy. We're not putting action into being spiritually healthy. We default back to that old ways, and then eventually we end up in Egypt where we said we'd never go back. We end up in the old ways. We end up waking up, and we get down the road, and we've been waking up for months now, and we're doing the same things that we've always done. We set out on a good foot. We set out doing everything right. Then all of a sudden something happened, and then we go back to that default attitude. But it's a new year, right? It's a new year, and you can start over, right? I mean, we don't need a new year to actually start over. You can start over in February if you need to. Like you can start over in January, and then if something happens and you need to start back over in February, you can. I have OCD issues over that, so I have a hard time. I got to start at the beginning of the week. If I'm going to start working out, I got to do it at the beginning. You can't start working out on a Friday. That doesn't make no sense. You got the weekend. You don't work out on the weekend. You know? It's a new year, a new day, A new way, whatever. Keep going with it. We all set out with these resolutions and everything, but what it comes down to is, are we going to commit to the patterns to create the new way, the resolution? Are we going to let the enemy throw up one little thing and then we go back to that default attitude? Like, I want to read more. I want to get closer. I want to spend more time in my Bible. I want to do all that, but every time I open it, I fall asleep. Or I have to work late and I don't get to spend the time on it. Or you know, there's always something. There's always an excuse. There's always something that's going to pop up. That's not going to change. That'll never change. Because as much as God designed our love to intervene, the enemy has designed hate to intervene. So we can intervene in the world by our love or by hate. And hate is a very strong word. I think there's a healthy hate to make us not want to go back to that place. Or there's the default attitude to where we're not loving. If we're not loving, we may not be hating, but we may be not doing what God's calling us to do. We may not be listening. We're all still here for a reason. God loves us, and it's our job to love others. It's our job to love. That's what we're designed to do. We're designed to love. We're designed to care, to love. God gave us the gift of life, the gift of Jesus. And Jesus loved. And it's our job as a church to love. We've got friends all around us that are hurting, and they need to know we love them. They need to know we love them. They need to know that we care about them. They need to know that whether they're here or not, we love them. And we care about them. And we want them. We want them here. We want what's best for them. And if they can't be here, that's cool. We still love them. We have friends all around us that are hurting and dealing with things. Sometimes we're dealing with things, we're hurting, and we need everyone's love. And if there's anything I could wish for, or hope for, or pray for in 2018, it would be for us to love each other better. It's to work to love each other better and show it. It's not easy stepping out of the comfort zone and telling someone, hey, I'm sorry, I love you. It's not easy. But if we'll take those steps toward loving, it may not be easy at the beginning, but man, the results will be unbelievable. The results will be something that we can't imagine. If we all loved each other, if everyone felt the love and we all did the job that we're supposed to do of loving each other, I can't imagine what it would feel like, or what this place would feel like, what this county would feel like. And we always set out on a good foot, but then something happens, and then we all of a sudden we're back in that default attitude. I see it all the time. People come in and out all the time. And yeah, their opinion may not make sense, but we still got to love them. And it's not an obligation. That should be our mission. It's just to love them. So my New Year's solution is to love better, to love more, to love stronger, to be more. My love needs to be more visible. Our love needs to be more visible. We have to incline our hearts. We have to put it into action. That's what makes the difference. We can teach, we can sing, we can do all the things, but if we're not loving, what are we doing? If we can't love, is any of it worth it at all anyway? Does any of it matter? If we're not loving, does any of the rest of it matter? We've got to find a better way to love. We've got to be more, what's the word I'm looking for? We've got to be more intentional with our love. So that's my word for you today, is if we can love. 2018, we can love. We can start today, or if you want to wait and count down tonight, you can count down tonight, start tomorrow. It's Monday, I get it. Tomorrow's Monday, you can start on a new week. But we can love. So that's it. I'm going to pray over us real quick. Everybody, drive safe and all that. If you need anything, we'll be here for a minute. You can reach out to Howard, me, Howard, or any of the ones you see up here. If anybody needs anything, we're here.